Hi, everyone, and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. This reading is intended for the sign of Sagittarius for the 6th through the 12th. If you're watching for Sagittarius, just reverse the roles. It'll feel like I'm talking about your Sagittarius. This is a general reading, so we're just taking a look at whatever Spirit wants you to know at the time. There's no specific topic. Now, as I'm looking into your energy, Sagittarius, for the next few days, you got the Star in the reverse, and why it's happening is the Fool in the reverse. So it seems as though you have made kind of an impulsive decision with this Chariot in the past. It was something that I feel like you decided to either end very abruptly in your life, or you had an opportunity to start something back up and you chose not to do it. There's an energy here of you coming to the realization that that was a really good opportunity for you. As I'm looking at your hopes and fears, it seems like you actually fear success. So that's something that you might want to look into and try to get to the bottom of why you feel that way. This was like a situation that would require you to stay in one place and like be committed to this. So it could have been like a job with a lot of responsibility. It could be a relationship, could be anything, right? But this would have given you everything you want is kind of what this looks like to me. And then very abruptly, you like ran away from whatever this is. And I don't mean to laugh, but when I'm looking at how you're viewing yourself, you actually got the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So you know that you run away from things that are good for you, right? Or things that could further your progress or your growth in life. I feel like with the Queen of Swords being kind of your focus, you're coming to the realization that that's something that you do, right? And that's good because at least if you know about it, you can fix it. The issue here, though, I feel like is this is really bothering you, whatever this opportunity was that perhaps you didn't seize in that moment. And so now the problem is, how do I go about making that present itself to me again? Right? As I'm looking at your environment, you have the Six of Wands for how this is affecting you. So you could be feeling like people around you have what they want, right? And I feel like this was kind of a similar message to last week for you, Sag, where you were looking at the people in your life, and realizing that some people had things that you wanted, right? Or maybe that was Aries and you have Aries in your chart. But there's an energy here of feeling like perhaps the people in your environment are accomplishing things. Maybe they're starting families, buying homes, doing things that are more permanent, right? They require them to like keep showing up consistently or stay in one place or commit to something and build upon that thing, right? Whereas with you, I feel like you're kind of a loner, right? And so it's hard for you to think about incorporating someone into your life to like build a family or to like buy a house with someone, right? So that's kind of an issue for you. But I also feel like you're looking at some of these people in your life and you're seeing like, wow, I would love to have some of these things. Maybe for some of you, your friends are getting engaged or you're being invited to a wedding or someone's throwing like a housewarming party. There's something here, I feel like, where you're looking at someone else and you're kind of having this realization of like, wow, I've had opportunities to do whatever this person is doing or to have whatever this person is having. And because I didn't want to stay in one place, right? I very quickly ran away from whatever these opportunities were. So I feel like with Spirit, they're telling you that you have the opportunity for the Page of Wands in the reverse. So you have an opportunity to change direction. If you're not happy with the way your life is going, Sagittarius, you are in control of your life, and I feel like that's kind of part of your issue is you feel like if you had to stay in one place or you had to commit to something, you're giving up control of yourself to something else or someone else, right? But in reality, that's not true because you're choosing to do that thing, right? You're not losing power. But it seems like Spirit is asking you to take a look at why you seem to move away from things that if you stuck it out and stayed the course, it would actually bring you where you want to be, right? There's an energy here of you having grown up, right? Page of Wands in the reverse. And I feel like perhaps you're still doing some of the things that you did in the past and they don't suit you anymore because now you are older, right? And so it's kind of like your life trying to show you the things that you want, but you're still navigating these choices through the lens of someone that you're not anymore, right? Because that star in the reverse, it feels like you had a lot of upheavals in your life, and there's a lot of things that perhaps haven't worked out because they weren't meant to work out, but it's hard to see it that way because it just feels like things don't work for you. But that's because you're not willing to take that leap into whatever spirit's trying to bring you that is meant for you. You get what I'm saying? What I'm seeing here is that it's going to feel like nothing ever works out for you because the things that were not meant for you have not worked out for you. But then you're afraid to go after things that you really want or that could benefit you. So you're just staying in the energy of all the things that have never worked. I hope I'm explaining that in a way that makes sense. It's like things have been taken away from you because that's not what was meant for you. But then when spirit is presenting situations, whether it's jobs, people, friends, relationships, and it's like, hey, this is what I was trying to bring you. This is why this didn't work over here. You're like, oh my God, no, nothing ever works. And you leave, right? So your advice is strength. And this is talking about you doing some of that deeper shadow work that triggers you. With Page of Wands in the reverse, this is someone who is triggered very quickly by having to take a risk, right? By having to do something or go after something that they actually really want or they're actually really passionate about. This is you doing the shadow work to kind of get to the bottom of why you have a hard time staying in one place or being consistent, right? Now, as I'm looking at what's coming towards you and your outcome, there's an energy of you thinking a lot about your future. You have the 3 of Wands. So I feel as though you're trying to manifest these opportunities back into your life that perhaps you passed up on, or you're trying to get very clear about what your future would look like if you walked away from some of these old behaviors that it seems like are still affecting you now. Your outcome for the week is really good. You got 5 of Wands in the reverse. So I feel like rather than looking at what other people have and kind of thinking like, gosh, I wish I could have that too, you're coming to the realization that that's something that's absolutely available to you. It's just a matter of you going after it and then staying persistent and dedicated without feeling the need to leave very quickly, right? So I like this for you because I feel like you're moving into a space of stability that you're providing for yourself, right? You're kind of starting to realize, why am I not having the things that I want? Oh, because as much as I want them, I'm also terrified of these things. And so I leave before anything I want can really come into fruition. I do feel like because of this 5 of Wands in the reverse, something that's really nice here is you're going to stop comparing your life to the lives of others. And you're going to start taking more initiative to kind of plan your life and stay the course with whatever you're planning. So very good energy, right? It seems like there's been this epiphany about things that aren't working for you, and that's just fine. But now you have to do something about it, right? And that's kind of what I'm seeing you moving into is the energy of okay, things haven't worked, but now things are still not changing. What is not changing? Oh, now I'm so triggered because of this past energy and the things that haven't worked for me that I'm not moving forward in my life, right? It's like you're literally still sitting in that space of all the things that haven't worked. And because of that, it kind of feels like life is passing you by. So I feel as though this week you're going to be taking some initiative to start making plans. All right, let's get an oracle card for you. Don't chase your dream. Learn to appreciate the present moment. When your dreams do come true, you will have learned to enjoy the moment instead of reaching for the next dream instead. Teach your mind to rest in the moment. And maybe that's why you have such a habit of leaving before you can create anything or see something to fruition, because you're so focused on the past and how things went, or the future, how things could get messed up. Spirit is asking you to start living in the present and really just enjoying the things that are coming your way, right? Without feeling the need to take control and leave and be like, oh no, I can't, accept this opportunity because it might not work. That's a might, that's a maybe, right? If you live in the moment and just focus on how you feel now, right? Versus all the things that could go wrong or have gone wrong, I feel like you're really going to start enjoying your life more. And you may find that it's a lot easier to acquire some of these things that you want because you're not running from them based on what could happen, right? All right, Sagittarius, this has been your weekly reading. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to read for all of you, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.